Welcome to the GridBee GS Series Electric Mixer Installation Training. Please completely read and fully understand all pertinent operation and installation manuals before installing, operating, or servicing GridBee SolarV equipment. Use best practices including but not limited to lockout tagout, personal protective equipment, confined space, proper material handling, working at heights, and working over water. Accidents occur every year because of careless use of industrial equipment. You can avoid hazards by following these safety recommendations while applying some ordinary common sense when installing, operating, or servicing a GridBee GS Series electric mixer. The standard GS mixer comes with 75 feet of submersible power cord and 75 feet of stainless steel retrieval chain. These lengths may be customized at the time of order if needed to better suit the installation. A through tank fitting is included and also serves as the electrical cord pass-through, electrical cord strain relief, and/or a retrieval chain attachment point. An electrical junction box is provided and can be mounted on the outside portion of the through tank fitting. Other contents include a nylon cord seal fixture, Kellum grip cord strain relief, a 1 5/16 inch hole saw, a tube of Lexel sealant, chain grab tools. A GS Series control panel is also available as an optional accessory. Other components may be included due to specific design criteria for the project. The tool requirements for a GS mixer installation are as follows: cordless drill, large channel lock pliers, large crescent wrench, a catch bucket, box, or the like, a 1 5/16 inch metal hole saw, high quality sealant, and chain grab tools. The hole saw, sealant, and chain grab tools are included in the package contents. You may also want to have some food grade vegetable or seed oil on hand. This will be discussed later during the installation portion of this training. Though most tanks have an adequate hatch or vent for installation of a GS Series mixer, it is important to note a minimum 12-inch diameter, free and clear opening is needed. Often, a ladder or other internal structure will impede the opening and should be accounted for. The electrical requirements for this training are split into two sections. The final connection at the topside junction box to the GS mixer in the tank will be covered in more detail in the installation section. Generally, the electrical is run from the power source to the top of tank before the installation of the GS mixer. Other than the optional control panel, Medora Corporation does not furnish any other material to provide power to the top of tank. Please use qualified personnel to properly install any and all electrical components. Standard GS Series electric mixers require 120 volt AC on a dedicated 20 amp circuit. We also recommend you include GFCI, fuse protection, and a means of quick power disconnect. Power conductors used must be sized so voltage drops no more than 10 volts AC between the power source, control panel, and top of tank junction box while operating 120 volts AC at 11 amps. If power is installed prior to the installation of the GS mixer, be sure to leave enough excess power cord to reach the through tank fitting and top of tank junction box. Safely secure the excess to the tank until it is time for the mixer installation. This simple diagram shows the basic electrical installation progression. From the power source, appropriately sized 2-conductor plus ground wire is installed to the top of tank. A control panel between the power source and top of tank junction box is highly recommended. When the GS mixer is installed, its power cord will pass through into the through tank fitting and will connect to the power source in the top of tank junction box. When preparing for the installation, take time to develop a lift plan for people, tools, and equipment. Equipment such as harnesses, ropes, pulleys, slings, bags, winches, telehandlers, and cranes can be very helpful to ensure a safe installation. Every tank is different and a specific lift plan should be developed for every installation. Lastly, use best practices and consult with the tank operators to develop an agreeable decontamination plan. Ideal placement of the through tank fitting in relation to the installation opening is very important. It serves numerous functions including electrical cord pass-through and seal, as well as the retrieval chain, cord strain relief, and junction box attachment point. First off, identify the hatch or opening where the GS series mixer is to be installed. Then use the following 3 criteria to determine the proper location for the through tank fitting. 1. The hole cut will not hit an internal beam. 2. The hole cut is centered in a free and clear 8-inch by 8-inch footprint. And 3. The hole cut is within arm's reach of the hatch or opening. Mark the center point, then use a cordless drill with the 1 5/16 inch hole saw to perform the hole cut. A small amount of food-grade vegetable oil works well for lubrication of the hole saw. Just before the hole cut breaks through, position the catch bucket or other appropriate container below the hole cut to keep drilling debris from falling into the tank. Once the hole cut is complete, thoroughly clean all surfaces of any filings before removing the catch bucket and prepare the area for installation of the through tank fitting. Apply a healthy amount of sealant on the interior, exterior, and inner wall surfaces of the hole cut. This will prevent corrosion around the fixture. A standard through tank fitting consists of 1 stainless steel cord bolt with a stainless steel quick link attached to one end, 3 brass nuts, and 4 HDPE washer seals. Install 1 nut and washer on the in-tank end of the cord bolt. You may also want to add more sealant to the wall side of the washer. Push the fixture through the hole cut from inside the tank. Add a washer then brass nut on the outside portion of the fixture. Again, you may want to add more sealant to the wall side of the washer. Adjust the fixture so the top of the fitting extends 3.5 inches from the outside of the hole cut. Then tighten the top side brass nut with a wrench or pliers to secure the fixture. To mount the junction box to the through tank fitting, drill a 1 5/16 inch hole in the junction box where best suited, usually the bottom end. You may consider making this hole cut on the ground to keep fiberglass cuttings away from the tank opening. Apply sealant to the interior, exterior, and inner wall surfaces of the junction box hole cut. Add a washer, place the junction box, add another washer, then fasten the nut from inside the junction box until everything is secure. Double check your work to ensure the through tank fitting and junction box are secured and sealed. Please note there are 2 sections of chain for mixer deployment. The first section is attached to the mixer at the factory with a pre-placed quick link calibrated for deployment. The second section is the standard 75-foot retrieval chain. Connect one end of the 75-foot retrieval chain to the quick link on the factory attached mixer chain. Be sure to tighten the quick link using pliers. Connect the opposite end of the retrieval chain to the quick link of the through tank fitting. Close but do not tighten this quick link yet, as it also is the attachment point for the cord strain relief. It is now time to lower the mixer into the tank. An extra set of hands can be useful during this part of the installation to feed electric cable and retrieval chain, as well as back up the physical lowering of the mixer in case the first person becomes fatigued. Be sure the electrical cord and retrieval chain are laid out properly to avoid any tangling while the mixer is being lowered. Also be mindful the electrical cord end does not fall completely into the tank. Support the weight of the mixer, then guide the electrical connection end vertically through the hatch. Once through the opening, use the attached mixer chain to control the mixer as it orients back to horizontal. Be sure to have a good handle on the retrieval chain as to not drop the mixer. Lower the mixer by the retrieval chain while feeding the electric cord through the hatch until the mixer contacts the tank floor and the retrieval chain becomes slack. Once on the tank floor, make sure the mixer is resting on its flat side with the discharge slots facing upward. Next, the electrical cord must be secured to the through tank fitting. Slide the Kellum grip cord strain relief onto the end of the mixer electrical cord. When placing the Kellum grip, keep 2 things in mind. You will need approximately 1 to 2 feet of free electrical cord on the outside of the through tank fitting. And the Kellum grip must be tight enough to support the full weight of the in-tank electrical cord while leaving the cord entering the through tank fitting free and slack. Once in place and tight, connect the Kellum grip end to the same quick link as the retrieval chain on the through tank fitting. Now this quick link can be tightened using pliers. Snake the free cord end through the fitting into the junction box. Slide the nylon cord seal over the electrical cord end and thread into the top of the through tank fitting. Tighten to seal around the outside jacket of the electrical cord. The final electrical connection should be performed by qualified personnel to properly integrate the source power with the mounted junction box and the GS electric mixer using the following wire code. The white wire is connected to 120 volt AC neutral. The black wire is connected to 120 volt AC hot, and the green wire is connected to the ground. GS electric mixers are designed for submersed operation only. To start the mixer, simply apply 120 volt AC power. To confirm proper operation, the current passing through the 120 volt AC circuit should be between 8.5 and 11.5 amps. This concludes the standard installation training for the GridBee GS Series electric mixer. Please feel free to contact GridBee SolarBee customer service using the information on the screen if you require further information or clarification.